I'm Nick Arcana, and today I am going to give you my 3 reviews of movies I've watched this month. And I know it's a little lackluster, especially compared to my December reviews, which was 5, my January reviews, which was 4. But unfortunately, this month was pretty busy for me, being birthday month for myself, my wife, father-in-law, the usual peoples. So I didn't have much time to actually review a bunch of movies. But I was able to get 3. One of them I actually saw in theaters with Vic, and that is the movie Hard Eyes. Killer targets couples on Valentine's Day, and it has Olivia Holt and Mason Gooding. Now, this movie was a lot better than I was expecting. So far, the only Valentine's Day movies I knew of was My Bloody Valentine, both the original and remake, which, if you've listened to our review on that, were boring. And the remake was just uncalled for, is best way for me to put it. And then you got the Valentine movie with the actor that plays in Bones and Angel. And that one was okay-ish. It's okay for a turn your brain off slasher, because if you keep your brain on, you're going to be just as annoyed as we were when we watched it. Seriously, 10 minutes in, woman zips herself up in a body bag and leaves herself there? Don't know how many people would actually do that for survival, but apparently that's what she decided to do. But going back to Hard Eyes, this movie has a good amount of comedy in this, and pretty funny comedy. Let's be fair, this movie is more of a romantic comedy with the horror slasher aspect sprinkled in, almost like salt on whatever food you feel like sprinkling salt on. The romance was pretty good. The chemistry between Mason and Olivia Holt was pretty good. And it did feel like they actually seemed to like and respect each other. Yeah, and for the kills, there was decent gore. Not a whole lot of CGI, but unfortunately, we still get some, and it is very visible. And then, of course, you got Jordana Brewster, which a lot of people would know her from Fast and Furious. She's just as good here. Also got Devon Sawa in this movie. Again, he does fairly good with what he's given. He doesn't have that big of a role, so it doesn't really matter. And that's about all I'm going to really discuss, because I don't want to give much of anything away. This is still a Scream-like Valentine's Day slasher romantic comedy movie. So there is a kind of a mystery aspect, and I do feel like it works well enough, even though myself and Vic were able to pick up on who the killer was immediately. And I'm talking about the main killer, because it's Scream-like, so you can probably guess how many killers there actually is. And now, as for dislike, I will say there are a few missed opportunities for some more gore, some extra kills. Again, this movie was targeted as more of a slasher, and what we got is more of a romantic comedy with your thriller, killer, stalker kind of aspect. I do recommend this movie to anyone who is interested in this movie, who has no problems with romantic comedy, who does still like comedy. Just go in it knowing that it's more of a thriller slash stalker-esque thriller action than it is a slasher. Now, the second movie I watched this month, it's got a mid barrel for me. The movie's called Aftermath. A group of special ops attack a bridge full of people, and one man fights back in order to protect his sister. It has Dylan Sprouse and Mason Gooding. Don't worry, the next movie does not have Mason Gooding. Now, some of the things I did like is this movie did have some decent fights, decent action scenes. It was well edited, but that's about where it really stops. I mean, the story itself is bare bone. The story is very, very predictable. Dylan Sprouse, what's bad is I looked it up. Apparently, he has not. He took a small break for college, but apparently he did not actually quit acting as much as I thought he did. So when I saw him in the trailers for this movie, I thought it was going to be his big comeback movie. And now I feel a little stupid in finding out that he's actually still been acting. But he's honestly, in my opinion, the worst part of this movie. His character makes a lot of dumb decisions. His acting is subpar at best. course, put him with Mason Gooding, who has done a lot of good things in movies, who still does good things in movies. But like I said, all the characters' decisions, for the most part, do a lot of stupid stuff. Like, for instance, Dylan Sprouse's character it kills the only person who knows he has a sister. And then he goes off and takes his sister out of a truck, who is most likely safe in that truck because none of the other villains would have known who she is, in order to create this conflict so the villains know who she is to be able to target her for plot purposes. Just stupid decisions like that. It happens throughout the movie. You do get one small little fight between Dylan Sprouse and Mason Gooding, and it's okay at best. But at the end of the day, I will say the movie. I only recommend this movie as long as it's on Netflix and you don't have to pay for it. If you have to pay for it, just wait until it's free on any streaming service. But if you have Netflix, it's there to watch. It's a quick kind of 90 minutes. Turn your brain off. Action. It has some decent action, but overall, if you don't want to waste 90 minutes, even just to turn your brain off and do nothing, I completely respect that. And now for my final review. Now, this movie came out in 1985, so admittedly, there will be spoilers for this, and that is the movie Demons. A group of people are randomly given passes to see a new movie, only to be attacked by the same things that are on screen. Now, I will say I have not really gotten into giallos all that much, and I did watch Zombie a little while ago, and I wasn't a big fan of that one. Admittedly, I'm not a big zombie person fan. I feel like that kind of genre is overused. I understand how it can be frightening, how it would be a good horror set piece or a good action set piece to use those kind of villains, but overall, I didn't really care. I don't care for zombie movies, so that's probably why I didn't care for the Zombie by Dario Argento. But Demons by Dario Argento, admittedly, is just they're just glorified zombies with extra intelligence and power. Now, I will say on this movie, there is some good gore in it. It's well shot and well lighted for the atmosphere and be able to show off the different effects they have. The soundtrack is good. The enemy type, it is terrifying because they are stronger, smarter than zombies, but overall, they might as well just be glorified zombies. However, my dislikes, and this may sound like I'm nitpicking, but at the end, I can tell a little bit that this movie kind of ran out of budget because there was a scene that should have been a bloodbath, and the most we get is the demons choking people out. That is it. I mean, you don't really get any gore, you don't get any real action. Sure, you're still focused on the main characters trying to make it out during the bloodbath, but I mean, the movie is this ending is very lackluster compared to how the movie actually started, how it opened up with the demons coming out and killing people. And the other part about this movie, I will say I dislike, is the ending is a little confusing to me. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I did not pick up on something. Maybe there is a scene that's on a DVD that is deleted off the Tubi version. But somehow our main female character, who did not get any damage that I could see happening to her, is the one that turned, whereas the male lead, who actually got scratched by the demons, and we have seen that is a way for this infection to spread, for some reason did not turn. I mean, I don't have a clue how. She was never damaged by the demons themselves. No scratch, bites, not even puked on. So there's no real contact. But yet somehow she turned. So I don't know if there's something in the movie I missed. Maybe there is a way for them to turn without being attacked at all. It's just a weird thing that I noticed that I don't know if maybe I missed something or there was a scene that's cut for a Tubi version. But overall, I do think it's a good movie. I recommend it to anyone who does like, because again, those the scenes where the demons start coming out and around like the 20 to 30-minute mark gets gory. It is fun, and it is definitely entertaining, but it's just lackluster ending. Your main villain, who we come to find out is the main villain, is just there. And but at the same time, still a decent watch. It's on Tubi for free if you don't want to pay for it. If you'd rather not watch it with ads, well then you're gonna have to pay for it. But if it does sound like your kind of movie, if you do like Giallos or are interested in it, I do say it's a good watch. So at the end of the day, people, you don't have to go home. You don't have to say hi to my haunted doll. Still don't know why my wife has them, but she does. And I'm pretty sure that one's head is slowly going upwards with each video. I don't know. I'm not touching them. Apparently, the plaster on their skin actually can be damaged if I do. But at the end of the day, y'all don't have to go home. Y'all do have to say hi to my haunted doll, and then you'll have to go get yourself some Chinese and watch some nice gory films. Maybe even watch a good ghost story, or just go on Paramount Plus and watch the original Are You Afraid of the Dark episodes. That's not what I'm doing. It's my wife's day with the TV, so I got to watch whatever she wants. Peace.